Runs, please tidy up this place. Wow, how did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Explore the great outdoors with Benny's quality and savings.
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, diesel prices see increase. Minister of Transport says it won't affect fares for buses operating under the National Bus Company. Minister of Home Affairs highlights major changes coming to the way that policing is done in Belize. UEF raises concerns over $900 million Port of Belize master plan. And should Belizeans travel to Mexico over the Easter holidays? These stories and more coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
A year ago, on March 17, 2025, Builders Hardware introduced something new for Belize, our online store. For the first time, customers could explore thousands of products, place their orders, and complete their purchases entirely online. Whether you're nearby or in another district, you can browse what you need, place your order, and have it delivered directly to you. And for those who prefer to pick up their items, our smart lockers make it quick and simple. Just scan your code and your order is ready. Every day, more and more people across the country have begun turning to the platform as a faster and more convenient way to shop with Builders Hardware. Along the way, many customers have also found added benefits online, from special website offers to rewards for those signing up for the first time. All of this is just another step towards making our products more accessible to communities across Belize, bringing our store closer to you wherever you are.
Looking good, Mom. Hey guys, I'm off to run some errands. Please tidy up this place. Wow, how did you guys do it?
We got cleaners.
Cleaners?
You know it, Dad.
Cleaner, it works.
Good night and welcome to Plus News for today, Wednesday, March 25th. 2026. I am Julian Cruz. At midnight, diesel prices across the country shot up by $2.50 per gallon, a 20% price increase. The sharp increase is a stark reflection of the ongoing war in the Middle East between Iran, Israel, and the United States. The sharp increase in diesel prices at the pump comes just 1 week after both regular and premium gasoline prices saw an increase. The 20% increase in diesel has Belizeans wondering if bus fares will also register an increase. Today, Minister of Transport Louis Zabane stated that commuters using the national bus company should not expect to see an increase in their bus fares.
We're not anticipating increasing fares with the national bus company. What we're working very hard on is to benefit from economies of scale, which is one of the main factors that drove us and motivated us to create the national bus company, where we are now able to buy in bulk. And when you buy in bulk, well, you get bulk discounts, whether it's for fuel or tires or other inputs. So that is not on the table. As you know, we're transitioning to electric buses, which we hope to complete by the end of next year, 2027. And starting this September, we're hoping to start to have the first delivery of the buses. Electric buses have operating costs that are only 25% that of a diesel bus. So if you have a diesel bus for a period of time costing $1,000, in this case, an electric bus will only be $250. So it's a significant reduction. And we're using, in fact, technology to help us to become more productive. That is our strategy. If you take a historical look at the world fuel petroleum market, you will see that from time to time, when you have certain events that occur that create a restraint or a reduction in supply, it's basic economics, right? You reduce supply and your prices will go up. So it will depend in this case on the war in the Gulf area. That is what is causing right now the increases in world prices. We're hoping that that would be resolved soon and that prices can then stabilize again. So these things happen, and those things are unfortunately out of our control.
But what about the other operators who decided to not sign on to the NBC? Will they have to increase their fares to keep up with the price hike of diesel? Zabane says that they'd have to make a request for their prices to go up.
In their case, they would need to, that would be at the Ministry of Finance, who deal with issues related to taxes and so forth. They said with significant confidence that they would be able to operate independently. At no point did we in any way coerce a decision. It was a free will for all the bus operators. As you know, 17 of them, which are the larger operators, are now constitute the ownership from the operator's side of the National Bus Company. They comprise collectively 65% of the market because they're the larger bus operators. We say that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And if they on their own made that analysis and they decided that it was better to be in a larger group where they, in unity there is strength, we say, they made that decision and then the others decided not to be a part of it. Well then, it's because those who are not a part of it may have made a calculation that they could deal with things like when prices of fuel go up. So we, with enough respect, what we do anticipate though is that they will continue to improve the quality of their service. That is imperative for us with respect to ensuring that we enforce the requirements under their road service permits. They will be expected to continue to improve. And once they do that, then the commuters benefit, and that's what we're concerned about.
No, theoretically, if this increase is too much for these other operators, will they be allowed to join the NBC if they can't take these price increases?
We have said to them that our doors have always been open, right? We understand that with something new like that, some persons will have some sort of anxiety maybe, and that's understood. So they know that our doors are open. We have always spoken very respectfully of all the operators, and we will continue to do that. And if they make that decision, well, our doors are open to discuss that with them.
During his presentation today, area representative for Queen Square, Godwin Haler, called on the government to cushion the blow at the pump. At midnight last night, diesel prices across the country shot up by $2.50 per gallon, a 20% price increase. Haler questioned the government's unwillingness to ease the financial pressure for Belizeans at the pump.
Diesel, as I said, will a 20% increase. This will affect nearly everything in the budget. The citrus farmers that have to fill their vehicles, that have to fill their trucks to pull citrus, the banana farmers, of course the cane farmers, every single industry will feel the effect of this. And brace yourself, Belizeans, because the price in gasoline is coming soon. I ask this government, on behalf of every single Belizean who has to use fuel, to please cushion the blow. That's where government is, that's where is government. That matters the most. There's countries like Sri Lanka, they have implemented a day off for workers. Barbados, Jamaica, they have capped fuel. There must be something, anything except nothing, towards the fuel crisis in Belize.
Today was the Minister of Home Affairs' turn to make his budget presentation. According to Minister Oscar Mira, the new fiscal year will be the start of a new era of policing. Mira stated that in addition to bringing in 200 more officers, multiple police stations and 911 facilities will be built across the country.
In this year, in this new budget, we'll have a new recruit intake of approximately 200 new police officers. Will increase the strength of the police department and assist in maintaining the manpower requirement of the department's 3,000 police officers. And to complement the human resources of the police department, we have, through the Belize Integral Security Program, many projects that are ongoing, that are going to start very, very, very soon. And we have projects at the construction of the new police station in Bella Vista, construction of the new police station in San Narciso, construction of the new police station in Kikaka. And we have invested in a camera network and 911 response system for the police department. But we're not done yet, you know. In the very near future, and some of these projects are now at the stage where it is going to go out for tender. The construction and equipment of a 911 facility and now a police station will soon be started at the Chetomal Boulevard in Belize City. Phase 2 of the camera network and 911 response system expansion for Belize City and Belmopan. I'm pleased to announce that thanks to the hard work, the member for Toledo West, sir, we will build a new police station in Big Falls. Thank you so much for facilitating the land. I was told that it's there, available, and we will make sure that we build a new police station at Big Falls. We're also going to ensure that we upgrade the police station in Santa Familia.
Honorable Karim Musa, Minister of Immigration, also made presentations today. During his remarks, Musa announced that come September, the passport application process will get a lot easier as everything will be online.
By September of this year, our passport application process will be fully online. Belizeans at home and abroad will be able to apply and pay for passports using our digital platform. You will only need to visit the office for biometric data capture. Once again, Belizeans will benefit from the modernization and transformation of the Immigration Ministry. In 2025, the Nationality and Passports Department processed close to 27,000 passports, 3,449 border cards, 667 permanent residency cards, and 1,656 nationality certificates. Once again, highlighting the demand, the very high demand and significance of immigration services to the people of Belize and our long-stay visitors.
The UEF raises concerns over $900 million Port of Belize master plan. We'll have more on that right after this break.
That's a train.
Me too.
While 501 is an effort to catalog and digitize more than 30 years of Carol and Richard Foster's extraordinary wildlife footage, a visual record of Belize's wild heart that has been shared with the world through platforms like BBC and National Geographic. This exhibition brings that work to life through new short wildlife films that Carol has been working on over the past few months. Curated photographs that capture the iconic Foster perspective, and hundreds of archival recordings that are now being preserved and made accessible for the first time.
But while 501 is more than just an exhibition or a gallery of pretty pictures, it is a living, breathing archive. It is a monumental effort to catalog, digitize, and preserve a cinematic history that belongs to all of us. The Fosters didn't just come here to film Belize. They chose to be Belize. They made this wild landscape their home and their life's mission. As award-winning filmmakers for giants like the BBC and National Geographic, they acted as our global ambassadors.
I knew I had to do something, and I wanted to do something, and I was looking through all my slides and looking through all, and I've been doing this for like more than a year, trying to get everything in, from past to present to future. I know that was my intentions of giving back to Belize.
A time to reflect, revive, and renew. Your Belize City Council invites you to an unforgettable free 2-day Holy Week Revival concert. Backed by powerful demand, the return of award-winning songwriter and worship leader, Sinach. Live in concert, bringing healing, hope, and encouragement through worship. Join us Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. And that's not all. Joining us for the first time is award-winning Christian reggae band Christafari. Also featuring powerful performances from our local gospel ministries and more. Dunamis Worship, Centro Visión Misionero, Kings Park Church of the Nazarene Worship Team, Life Music from Life Church, Heavenlies, Wabagari Dance Group, and Alexander Evans on steel pan. Special thanks to all our partners whose support helps make this revival possible. So, bring your entire family and experience this powerful 2-day Holy Week Revival concert in Belize City. Tuesday, March 31st and Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 at Digi Park on Newtown Barracks. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Drop it like it's hot.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Concerns are resurfacing over the future of the Port of Belize. Now under government ownership, the port's development is once again in the eyes of the public due to a $900 million master plan aimed at upgrading and modernizing the facility. A plan that Prime Minister John Briceño says became necessary after years of underinvestment by previous operators. The plan includes a 580-meter-long modern cargo wharf, upgraded equipment, and the country's first onshore cruise facility. In an interview earlier this month, Briceño highlighted strong investor interest, noting that major international companies are prepared to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into the project. But despite government optimism, residents of Port Layola say they are still being left in the dark. When asked, many admitted they were unaware of the proposed project.
Port Layola Community Question at the evening. What are your address?
My address is 8919 Gromlow Street.
You know anything about the government of Belize proposed $900 million Belize Port of Belize cargo and cruise expansion?
Not really. I mean, I just get to find out like a week ago that they're supposed to want to push the one port and cruise cargo port in this vicinity. You know, I know previously they had two different similar projects what they might want to push through, and the project them get denied. But when it comes to this third project, we don't know nothing about it in this community.
And you know a well-known, seasoned, established community organizer in the Genosha community in particular?
Correct.
And you never know nothing about it?
I don't know nothing about it until like a week ago. And if you could clearly see work's done the start.
You hear anybody say that anybody may come ask them any question? Anybody in the community tell you about it?
Nobody. And I have been doing a little walkthrough for the past 2 days. They ask the same question, like if anybody know when it take place.
No, we don't know anything about it, but you know, Lee rumors run about. I heard that they want to put some boots there to make people sell, no? That the cruise thing want open soon. That's what I heard.
I haven't heard about it on news the other day.
What you hear?
I heard that the government said they want something about it. I never really heard exactly what, but I know they said that they want good thing for them. I don't know how sure it is.
All right.
But I haven't dive into it and see what they were actually talking about and what the aspect and what all will happen, you know.
What you know about the proposed $900 million Port of Belize cargo and cruise expansion? What you know?
Nothing about that right now. I know what they want to do all of them land right now. Poor people need it now.
The growing silence surrounding the development has become a major red flag for the UBAD Educational Foundation, UEF. The group is now pushing for greater awareness and transparency, with spokesperson Yaya Marin describing the situation as dishonoring to the community.
The deadline to submit comments to the Department of the Environment is the 1st of April, so within a month. So I really don't understand why the rush. And because most of we not have the knowledge, because the state never do one awareness building education campaign to make sure we as Belizeans at home and in the diaspora, because if we taxpayers' money want fund this process long term, that we understand the proposal, and then when they ask we what if we position on it, we could give one informed or knowledgeable position. So all Belizeans have an interest in this, especially the people who live nearest to the port and the people who currently work at the port, for example, the stevedores. So our concern again is we weren't adequately informed. And while I did the research, I did work with the same community organizer from the Jane Usher community who I've been working with for years. Her name is Sister Latanya Gonges Polina, known Jane Usher community organizer. And they don't know what is happening in the community. They call me because Saturday morning, they sit on Jane Usher Boulevard, on the left side going into Jane Usher, we had a whole lot of greenery. One bulldozer just come and bulldoze down one whole lot of the greenery. Nobody no contact to them in the community. Nobody not tell them why that happened. They hear say that they may build some vendor booths like they have for Mahogany Street. But again, there's been no meaningful, genuine community conversations. We don't know if it have anything to do with the proposed development at the port. We don't know if the Belize City Council have one idea, but it's wrong. It's dishonoring to the people in that community.
The UEF is calling for a public hearing in line with recommendations from the National Environmental Appraisal Committee to the Department of the Environment. The group is also questioning why there has been limited public discussion ahead of the consultation.
Both times the Prime Minister mentioned SSA Marine. In the 7 News interview, SSA Marine, owned by BlackRock, one of the biggest hedge funds in the world, they're dying to come in and invest $450 million in the Port of Belize. $450 million that the whole proposed cost of this entire development, which is $900 million Belize dollars. So we need to know what agreement then done make or what in a black and white as it relates to that. And is it BlackRock, the hedge fund he's talking about? We need clarity on that. The public-private partnership, PPP. We need to say what the agreement. It's not enough to say the Port of Belize owned by Belizeans. We need to say what percentage is private, what percentage is public, what kind of concessions then they give to the private investors, how long the concessions are for, how this will impact we economically. We need details. We need to say financial statements. For say how to come up with $900 million Belize dollars, we need to say what everyone sent gone. If we just look on the BSI ASR public-private agreement right now, look what happened. The Prime Minister side with the multinationals, not with the largest cane farming association in the country.
While some may argue the project is necessary for national development, Marin warns of potential social and environmental impacts if residents are not properly informed and included. She also raised concerns about tonight's hybrid public consultation at the Belize Best Western Biltmore Plaza, suggesting there may be an imbalance between those informed on the issue and those who are not. For, as Marin puts it, only organized people can save the people.
I would ask anybody, tell me what you know when you say that development. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you read. Tell me what evidence you have. If this development go through, when they go there and then cruise line come in, then the vessels they will bring 5,000 to 7,000. I think right now they bring 3,000 to 5,000, and they want to have 4 cruise berths, right? When that vessel come in and they start to pollute the air, even with filter pan and chimneys, and the people nearest to the port develop respiratory illness, how that don't get addressed? When they start to drive some big pile and their working class houses start to shake on their foundation or their plywood house broke down, what no one do? When stevedores lose their job because of mechanization for the containers and then bring in the big time crane and they have less than the 140 stevedores working, what happened to all their families who live off of stevedores money? Tell me. That's why I want people answer for me. I love to have conversation. I just prefer to have conversation with people who are informed. My concern tonight is that place won't full up with people who support one political party and then the era rip bring there. I see one flyer was support of Belize Limited, want to bring one bus. I don't know where the people are come from Panda bus. I'm concerned because the last development, one of the things where the environmental NGOs make concern about is that there were 3 potential ports in the Belize harbor. Now, one of them port, which would be the State Bank one, in a conflict with the state. So I would think that they not support this project. So there's a good chance they want to bring out them people too. So I concern that there might be an imbalance of maybe hecklers or people against the project, not from an informed position, but from a manipulative position.
A budget debate would not be the same without words being thrown across the gallery by members of the House. During his budget presentation, Area Rep from Belmopan, Oscar Mira, began speaking about the growth his constituency is experiencing under his leadership. In his remarks, Mira spoke about the lack of available land in Belmopan, blaming the reality on his UDP predecessors.
Because when you talk about sell, man, I don't want to start because in a Belmopan they sell out all the buffer. In a Belmopan they sell out all the streets. In a Belmopan they sell for sidewalk. That crowd are never joke. That crowd are never joke. Because if we want to talk about sell, and that the person when they said that the UDP can take care for Belmopan, you know, I know where he in there. Because he in a hole and he'll come out none at all. No, that's the previous one. The previous one, they do karaoke. This one here, just, you know, a house, they play games. We're not going through that because when we start, if everybody know the history of Hilltop, something we were proud about when we were young. And the member for Coral Southeast group part time in about Panto. And we used to go to Hilltop, go enjoy ourselves as youths. Who sell Hilltop? Who sell Almond Boulevard? Who sell Philip Golson Boulevard? The one by Philip Golson PM? Who sell the boulevard?
Should Belizeans travel to Mexico during the upcoming Easter holiday? That's the question that's on everyone's mind. Mexico, especially the Quintana Roo area, has quickly become a favorite vacation destination spot for Belizeans. But with the rising cartel tensions, should they take a trip? We spoke with Belize's ambassador to Mexico, Oscar Arnold, who stated that since cartel activities began rising throughout the country, Mexican authorities have deployed troops across all states, including Quintana Roo.
We've been fielding for over the last 2 weeks, and the weekend of the March 9th weekend, we've been fielding quite a bit of calls and emails, requests from Belizeans asking if it was safe. There was a big concert with Shakira in Merida where quite a few Belizeans had traveled to. And so over the past, I'd say maybe 3 weeks, 1 month, this is a question that has arisen on many occasions. The state of Quintana Roo, as well as the federal government, are very concerned about the situation as well. The whatever happened, all the capture of Mencho, his death, and everything that happened after is well documented and on social media. But what hasn't been on social media is the fight that this administration, this Mexican administration, has been doing for the past year and a half. They've targeted very high level, and they've targeted almost every known cartel cell or cartel group that is said to operate in Mexico. They've taken quite a bit of leaders. Quite a few people have been sent to the US as well. They were captured and the US wanted them, so they were extradited. And so what happens after those types of operation is that there's a level of splintering that takes place. There's not one main person or one main head who is giving out instructions. And so a bit of what we're seeing is because of that. There have been activity as well that has looked at individuals and groups in the Quintana Roo area. And I say Quintana Roo because it's not only Chatamal, it's Tulum, Playa, Cancun, and that entire area. What has been done is that they've deployed 10,000 troops across the entire state, and I understand that an additional 6 to 7,000 will also be deployed between the end of this week and over the next 2 weeks. But let's come to the point. The roadways to Merida are very safe to travel. The roadways to Cancun, if we stay on the beaten path, if we stay on the main highways, is very safe to travel. The tourist areas, Merida is one of the safest cities and has always been one of the safest cities in Mexico. And I'm very careful when I speak about Merida because I know quite a bit of Belizeans go to Merida for medical treatment, for life-saving medical treatment. And so before we give an advisory to say, no, you shouldn't or no, you can't, I really try to get a lot of information from the ground, from our honorary council in Merida, as well as the police force in Merida. We've seen and we've known of activity in the Cancun, Playa, Tulum, the entire Quintana Roo area. And I know that the Mexicans have deployed quite a bit of resources there.
And if you do decide on heading across the border for your Easter vacation, Arnold gave a list of rules that each family should follow.
Make sure that you have insurance, the relevant insurance for your vehicle if you're traveling on the federal highways in Mexico. Ensure that you have a means of communication so that you can communicate with family members and authorities, and that your family always know where you are. Stay on the main roads and known areas and the tourist areas. There, in those areas, you will see heightened security, and you will see much more police and Guardia Nacional in those areas. The number 089 to report cases of extortion or any other crime, and this will be an anonymous report. And it is in English and Spanish. They have operators who speak both languages. The 911 is also available to report any type of criminal activity or if any type of activity where you feel that your life is being threatened. I spoke already about the app. It's a guest assist app, and it's specifically for tourist purposes. And what it does is it allows you 2 minor infractions when it comes to traffic infractions, but you can also get other information from that app, as well as to contact emergency personnel in the event that you need them. The Green Angels, again, the roadside assistant that the moment you come out or you leave Bacalar, you can see them in these white and green pickup trucks and almost all the way to Cancun. The telephone number for them is 078 in the event you have some kind of traffic mishap broken down on the side of the road, you can inform them, you can let them know where they are, and they will dispatch the nearest vehicle to come and try to help you. Obviously, and this is a good one, don't drive under the influence. Always drive with caution and try to avoid any type of vehicular mishaps when you're on the Mexican side. Ensure that you have multiple copies of travel documents in the event that you lose them. You always have either a digital copy or a hard copy. We have shared an information sheet, and we have the numbers of our honorary consuls both in Quintana Roo and in Merida, in Chetumal and in Merida, on that information sheet as well. Make sure that you maintain the bottom section of your FM2 immigration card that you fill out at the border, because you need to turn that in when you're exiting Mexico and coming back to Belize. We've had some incidents in the past where individuals have lost or forgotten that, and they end up with a little issue at the border and have to pay a small fee.
A road traffic accident involving an electric national bus company bus occurred yesterday while en route to San Ignacio. According to the Minister of Transport, Louis Zabane, no one was injured, and the accident occurred while the bus tried to overtake another vehicle.
One of the e-buses heading to San Ignacio got into a collision when it was overtaking, and in the overtaking, a vehicle coming in the opposite direction came over into its lane. So I know the police are working on it, and thank God, no injuries. They had enough time to ensure that they didn't have a high-speed collision, and the two drivers are reporting now to the police station in San Ignacio.
National Bus Company launched a month ago. Minister says it's been a bit bumpy. We'll share more when Plus News returns.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, Electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
For any project, big or small, Best Screws provide strength, efficiency, durability, and affordability. Get the screws specifically designed for your next project. Get Best Screw, the power to build, the strength to last. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
It's been a little under a month since the Ministry of Transport launched the National Bus Company, NBC. The NBC is an amalgamation of half of the country's bus operators who now operate under the same umbrella. Yesterday, Minister of Transport Louis Zabane highlighted some of the challenges the NBC has been experiencing since its inaugural run. Zabane says that despite a bumpy start, things are starting to smooth over.
It's been a little bumpy in some places, if I could use that term, no pun intended. And what we've had is really, I think, two main areas of challenge. One is that you're getting 17 different cultures, if you will, coming together. So that has taken some time. We've had our people in the HR department of the new bus company working overtime to assure our people, because you know, in something new like that, you would not be surprised that there is some anxiety. The anxiety first had to do with, well, will we get pay in the same way we used to get pay? And that has, we've had now, I think, 3 weekly payrolls have already taken place. And so with all of that, it's ironing out the kinks, making sure that people's account numbers match up and all of that. So I think that's one side. The other one is that now we're taking on a lot of buses from different operators who have maintained their buses in different ways. And so that has been a challenge. So you would have seen a continuance of breakdowns on the highways, for which, of course, we are working very hard to address those issues. So all in all, I think that after almost 4 weeks now, I would say that the National Bus Company is moving forward.
We never think we pull it off, you know.
Yes, we knew that they had a lot of people who felt that it couldn't happen. But this is just the beginning. We have a lot of work ahead where we continue to try to bring everybody under the NBC now. Uniforms now will be coming, things that will be uniting everybody together. We are very grateful to the operators who are now part of the National Bus Company, who have worked with their previous employees to assure them that things would go in the right direction. Now, we have always said that this would be something that would take some time. We have a 6-month transition period. After that, then we expect to start receiving some of the new buses to start replacing the old buses, new electric buses.
Earlier this month, political analyst Philip Castro conducted a popular survey within the Dagrega constituency. According to Castro's statistics, ERA Rep Louis Zabane was losing serious ground in his constituency with over 25% of the voters no longer supporting him. Zabane called Castro's poll inaccurate and stated that even if he is losing ground, he is confident that the work he is spearheading in his constituency will win them back.
I am a proponent of solid, scientifically based, well planned out surveys, polls. And I've had a number of polls done by Dr. Castillo, a good friend of mine. What we've noticed though in Dagrega, for whatever reason, his polls are always 10 or 15% lower than the actual results that we see occurring. So it could be maybe that some of the people in our constituency wait until election time to make a determination. If you look at the numbers, I believe it was saying that 42 or so percent were approving of my performance. About 20%, a low number, were not approving, and over 30% were undecided. So if you look at the undecided, which are, of course, people who are independent-minded and thinking, they want to see things happen, that what you pledge to do is actually done. And then if we convince them, then that takes us up to about the 76%, for which we won with that margin in the last elections. So in that regard, I am not concerned about the numbers. I encourage good polling to be done, and this is helpful to everybody, those who are being polled and the people who can see the information from the polls.
And that brings us to the end of our newscast for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning into Plus News. And be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow night when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, do have a lovely evening. Blessings. We'll see you back here again next time.